Fit in 10 Nation. Fit in 10. It's day 60. Day 60, 10 days left. Wow, it's kind of sad. It's coming to an end. Day 60. Okay, so people wrote me in. Thank you for those who did. For those who didn't, you can still write me in. I suggest you do. Helps you with your compliancy. Helps you to stay motivated. Helps you to stay locked into this program. It's true. All right, so let's get to it. This person wrote me and said, I'm really fighting to keep my enthusiasm up for the challenge. I'm righting myself and I'm getting back on track, but knowing I am unlucky to meet my goals from the start of this challenge is lowering my morale. So long as I show clear improvement by the final body scan, I will be happy. Okay, so listen. This person, they had encountered some things in their life through the challenge, which was really unexpected and quite tragic. So, you know, you have to take that into consideration. I understand that you may feel that your morale has dropped, or that, sorry, that the amount of motivation that you have for the challenge has dropped because you haven't gotten to where you feel like you should be, or you haven't got to the goal that we set out. But you can still pick up where you are and still make improvement, and that's what I'm going to, really encourage you to do. It's not necessarily about getting 100% or getting over 100%. It's about making improvement, right? Of course, the goals are there to help push you, right? We have to have a goal because, well, you don't have to have a goal, but I think goals do help you to, steer you and apply pressure, right? So, but, you have to also give yourself some credit and, understand that, well, I mean, what you went through was not, it's hard. It was really hard what this person went through. So, listen, to this person, keep going. Do not lose the motivation. You can still make great progress, even in 2 weeks. I mean, you have to understand, right, even 2 weeks, because we're not going to do the last scans until basically this time, 2 weeks from now. Well, we'll be wrapping up the scans at this time, but you understand what I'm saying. Basically 2 weeks, nearly 2 weeks, is 1/5 of the challenge. It is 1/5 of the challenge, so you have to look at it that way, okay? Keep going. Every day counts. Every day moves you forward. I'm saying this to all of you, not to just this one person. Listen, you will fall. Inevitably, you will fall. You just have to get up and keep moving forward, right? All right. This person says, they wrote, okay, I'm going to read this person. They wrote me a long note here, so, but I want to read it to you all. It says, hi, Mark. Sorry I wasn't able to check in last week. I managed to get in two, you know what, I want to just close this window here. Okay. I managed to get in 2 resistance and 3 cardio sessions the previous week. This person is away, by the way, traveling. I found gyms in the area where I've been staying, which is good. I got a friend on board for the resistance session this morning as well, which was great. The diet has been really difficult to adhere to strictly, as I found a few foods that were nutritionally informative, and it doesn't look like it looks as though the nutritional information is not correct on the packaging. Sure enough, I've been short on the protein and therefore the macros and overall calories. I try to stick with the foods with easy macros and have become the chef of the trip, but I'm still having a bit of trouble with entering the recipe macros completely accurately, so there's a bit of an estimation. Even though I've gotten better at estimating, it's not completely accurate. On the other hand, I'm able to resist where many others would have failed by now. The group I'm traveling with I visited four wineries in the first week, and I didn't drink any. I didn't drink any. I'm assuming wine she means. I didn't drink any wine with them. A bit awkward, but I've never got a hangover, which feels pretty good. Good for you. Do you know I've never had a hangover in my life? I don't even know what a hangover feels like. I can imagine though. I've had it. I have been drunk though. Actually, I've been drunk. So I got drunk. I mean, basically been drunk like a handful of times in my life. Basically, when I was a teenager. Two of those times, I got so drunk I had to go to the hospital because I really didn't know my limits. Anyways, stomach pumped, whatever they had to do. Never felt a hangover. Woke up the next morning, I was like, felt completely normal. Actually, felt really great. Felt really good, probably because, they gave me intravenous. Anyways, I digress back onto this person here. As they were saying, a bit awkward, but I've never had a hangover, which feels pretty good. I'm definitely not doing as great as the last challenge, but everything has been much easier, and I've still been quite happy with my progress. This week, I'm grateful. Here we go, some gratitude here. This week, I'm grateful for my sense of humor, the opportunity to travel and see the world, the people in my life who encourage me to be myself, very important, the privilege of being born in a country with more equality and opportunity than most, and the opportunity and wealth to stay healthy and fit. So this is a great example of somebody being away and doing really their absolute best to try to stick to everything. And this person has definitely got it much harder because they're sort of off in the boonies in another country, in another continent for that matter. Okay, another country, another continent, and certainly doesn't have access to everything. Okay, for a lot of you who are traveling, within Canada and the U.S., it's a breeze to stay on track. So easy. It is so easy. It's not hard. Everything's at your disposal. I'm just saying. So kudos to this person. And I'm going to get to the message of the day here because we are 7.5 minutes in. And I'm going to give 3 things that I am thankful for. And these are just just off the whim, trying to make this completely different. Of course, there's many things that I am obviously thankful for, but I don't want to mention the obvious things. So I'm going to go with the not so obvious, perhaps. I am thankful for never enjoying the taste of alcohol or pop. All right, so I'm glad I don't have those in my life, and yes, it has been much easier for me because I never really liked them. So, well, I didn't like them at all. I am thankful for my freedom that I have, the freedom and the autonomy that I get. So I'm very thankful for that. And lastly, I am thankful for the ability to change the way that I think. This is really important because, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, is that heuristic, is that train of thought that I have helping me? Is it healthy? Is it good? Maybe I ought to put some energy and focus and try to change this. And this is, really important when you're trying to be a friend to yourself, right? Because quite often we are enemies to ourselves. We are enemies. The way we think, the way we react does not help our situation. Does not help the position that we're in. Does not make life better for us. It just makes things worse. And so sometimes it's really important to recognize that, to go through a situation and be like, I don't think I handled that right, right? Or I really, what was the outcome that I wanted? Okay, was the way that I was, or the way that I was thinking, or the way that I reacted, did it help me to get to where I want to be? No, it didn't. Okay, so what could have I done to help me to get closer to that, right? So, these are just things that sometimes I think are, really important to look over and to think about and to try to change. And I'll be honest with you, I do this like every single day. I will admit to you that it is something that just naturally comes to me. But I kind of, when I go through my life, I always think about, I'm always thinking about how I'm feeling. So I'm like, okay, why am I feeling this way, or what's causing it? And okay, well, how can I, really deep, digging deep, what can I change to you know, make the situation better for myself, right? And quite often it is, you know, ultimately, there's a saying you may have heard that's, you know, life is, you know, 5% of what happens to us and 95% how we react. And this is a really, really great saying because it's so true, right? And so this is what I mean by when you have, you know, a lot of control in your life. I realize I'm going off on a bit of a tangent right now, but I think this is a really, really important point that, you know, you have the ability to really, you know, you have all these options about how you can react to something, right? So, you know, keep that in mind. There are many things, I guarantee you right now, there are many situations in your life that can be much better, you know, that you can change, ultimately, just by the way that you are choosing to react or perhaps think about them, right? So, Coach Mark, so wise like a Buddha. All right, day 60 in the books. Submit, commit to this challenge. You got 10 days left. We got a few more than 10 days, but, you know, like I say, for the sake of formality, you got 10 days left. Positive energy, positive vibes. Why not reflect on yourself? Think about how you can make life better for yourself. Be a friend to yourself. Right? Give me some gratitude and for the love of God. Believe in yourself, guys. I'll talk to you all very soon. I got my clicker on here. We'll see y'all later. Martina's going to teach tomorrow night. Upper body. Be there. See you guys.